If you've been paying out of pocket because of alopecia, chemotherapy, radiation, or any other type of medical hair loss without realizing that your insurance company may actually cover it, stay with me. What's up, family? I am Janel Tiffany, your cranial prosthesis specialist. I help Christian African American women navigate the emotional pain that they experience throughout their medical hair loss journey. I help restore their God given confidence, and we all do it God's way. I've had to deal with alopecia for the majority of my life, and I can't stand seeing people get stuck in financial stress over medical necessities. So I'm hoping that these three things will help you navigate and come up in those pockets. Let's go ahead and get started. Let's start with number one. Of course, number one is going to be a medical term, which is going to be cranial prosthesis. Take a picture, write it down, remember it. Cranial prosthesis. Like I said, I have been dealing with medical hair loss all of my life. So let me tell you, being the daughter of a pastor is rough. And to be clear, most people think, oh, she was a preacher's kid, that it was my father that was actually the pastor. No, honey, it was my mother who served as senior pastor for years. She started preaching when I was 2. Stop trying to do the math. I told you I'm 25 and I'm holding to it. That's my story. It was tough. My hair would grow out, it would fall out. So going through that back and forth, I really did think that God was upset with me. I would ask God, what did I do to even deserve this? Because let's be honest, I was the only one in my family that was diagnosed with alopecia at the age of 6. Come on now. What stress did a 6-year-old have? Make it make sense. So, my women out there, let's go ahead and get started with not thinking that God is upset with us and try to see what God has inside of us because of our journey. Get ready for the more you know moment. Remember back in the day when we would be on NBC with our Saturday cartoons and it'll say, the more you know. Yes, let's get ready for that moment. It's time for us to really dig into the difference between a cranial prosthesis and a beauty supply wig. Your beauty supply wig is going to be termed cosmetic. So, when you are working with your insurance companies, you want to make sure that you are speaking their language. Let's think about it: medical hair loss, insurance, medical, doctor, medical. We have to learn how to use the proper medical term. The proper medical term is cranial prosthesis. A cranial prosthesis is prescribed by your dermatologist or your primary care physician. Your prescription cannot just say wig, it has to say cranial prosthesis or your insurance claim to get approved. So, what exactly is a cranial prosthesis? Let's go ahead and just use correct and direct English. It's basically a medical wig, and what makes it a medical wig is the actual cap. The cap of the wig is derived from medical grade. Your cranial prosthesis is going to have a medical grade cap, which basically, if you are suffering from medical hair loss as alopecia, chemotherapy, or radiation, this cap is going to have less irritation and it's going to be a more perfect fit. So just remember that insurance companies are automatically going to deny any claims that specifically say wig. Let's move on to number two. Understanding the differences between medical necessity versus cosmetic. So, by the time high school rolled around, let's have a chat. I actually was doing hair in my father's man cave. Can you believe that one? And so, listen, we go do what we need to do for a little cash. So, in high school, I was your girl. Any type of fringe roll, curl, set, whatever. I was your girl. And so when I would go to the beauty supply, I actually knew the people in there because when I tell you, I had different hair every day. I was rocking the wigs and I was also styling them like my natural hair. When I did have hair, I would go to get my hair done at the beauty shop every other week. My curls stayed for that 2 weeks because your girl knew how to sleep on her face. So what did I do? I automatically would go to the beauty supply looking for styles that resembled my natural hair. Now, these wigs that I would purchase from the beauty supply would be known as a cosmetic. Now, if you do have medical hair loss that's related to something that has been prescribed to you through your dermatologist or your primary care physician, just know that your medical grade units are going to qualify for reimbursement through your insurance company. You would actually just need to call your insurance company to check on your coverage for prosthetics or durable medical equipment. They will be able to best help you. So let's move on to number three, working with a certified cranial prosthetic specialist. So life was really lifing when I actually decided to go ahead and finish and get my certification as a cranial prosthesis specialist. I was officially certified July 11th of 2024, and my dad passed from cancer 2 days later. You can't tell me that wasn't anything but God. Because honestly, I'm looking back and I'm wondering how in the world did I actually concentrate and finish and remain focused and finish my certification. I already know full well that this was God's assignment for me, given that everything that was going on in my life at the time that I did receive my certification. He needed me to help you to get back to your God given confidence and let you understand and show you what options that you did have, and also get you to see who God sees when you look in the mirror. I love helping women adjust their focus to getting back to what God sees and navigate the challenges that they experience through medical hair loss. I have been through your journey, so I already understand the challenges that you're experiencing. But I do want you to know that you don't have to walk this walk alone. Working with a professional is actually going to save you time. And anyone that knows me knows that I do not like to waste time. Time is very precious. And given the fact that going back and forth with insurance companies can be very time consuming. So I do understand that you're also navigating life and navigating this journey. Why would you want to add anything else stressful to your plate? If you have questions about what it's like to actually work with a cranial prosthesis specialist, I'll go ahead and link that video at the end of this one so you can check that out and what to expect when you do work with a professional. So, are you ready for your Janelism of the day? Yes, it's that time. This Janelism is actually a quote from Jada Pinkett Smith. She said, "This alopecia is going to be a little hard for me to hide." So I thought I'd share it because me and alopecia are going to be friends, period. If you've been watching my content and you've been loving it, but you are still on this journey alone, I want you to know that you don't have to be by choice. I can be here to walk you through this process because I do understand that hair loss is more than just that. It's basically how you show up in life, period. You walk different. You're not as confident. You avoid the mirror. You probably even avoid certain events, certain pictures with family and friends. After a while, medical hair loss can actually change your appearance. It impacts your relationships with family and friends, your relationships at work, how you show up, period. That's exactly why I offer free hair loss assessment calls. In this one-on-one chat, we get to the heart. It's not about, oh, well, I want to sell you this. I want to know about you. What exactly have you been experiencing in your hair loss journey? Have there been any ups? Was there something that you actually liked? that you tried, your challenges, because I know there have been some. I know you're wishing that, hoping that your hair is going to grow back, and it does. You've used everything to get your natural hair to grow back with much disappointment. Together, we'll kind of identify your potential next steps that's going to get you to feeling like you again. Things that may actually fit your lifestyle. Because let's remember, everybody's lifestyle is different. And if it makes sense, we'll even visit some of those medical wig options that could be available and possible insurance coverage while we're at it. My goal is going to be able to help you seek clarity and get you on a personal life. No pressure, no obligation, just a chat to try to see if we can get you on a path forward to your confidence being restored. That's all I have today for you, my friends. If you are ready to book your free assessment call, go ahead and look at the link in the chat, or you can click it down below. I want you to remember you are a masterpiece because why? God created you and He does not make mistakes. That's all I have for you. And you have a good rest of your day. And I'll see you in the next video.